In 2006, Asa Raskin invented the infinite scroll. But a few years later, he regrets doing so. The young inventor had no knowledge of how much impact his tech would have or how it would be used. But the reality of his invention was soon made clear as tech firms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook began implementing the technology. The revolutionization of social media became a thorn to its users, and what was intended for entertainment led to depression, anxiety, and new age addiction. Here's the paradox of the infinite scroll, how it works, and what it does to your brain. Social media was a gift to our generation, and the early users of Facebook will remember the feeling that came with seamlessly connecting with people across the world. Making new friends was done with a click of a button, and it was an excellent way to kill time when you wanted to do so. For the most part, social media was great until 2006, when one nifty feature was added to improve user experience, and that was the infinite scroll, or a variation of it. Typically, Facebook was among the first to implement the technology in 2006, before other social media platforms caught on. But what is the infinite scroll? Most people are familiar with the term feeds. Yes, the endless stream of videos, images, and other social media content pieces that keep you glued to your phone for hours. Feeds improve our social media experience by removing the friction involved in searching out exciting content on your own. Whether it's in the form of suggested posts, status updates, or hashtags from other users. Spending a few minutes browsing on social media may seem harmless until a few minutes turn into several hours. Before you know it, time is far gone and you've been anything but productive. You soon realize that the system is working against you. Content is curated in such a way to ensure that you spend more time browsing through it, and the longer you spend on your favorite social app, the more money you generate for the owners in ad revenue. But becoming a cash cow is the least of your worries, because something far more sinister takes place in your brain while you're scrolling through this endless feed. It's called a dopamine loop. The dopamine loop is engaged the moment you log into your social media app. As you swipe through the feeds, you begin to crave the next exciting content piece, and then the one after that, and so on. Curiosity drives you further down the rabbit hole, while you keep telling yourself just one more funny video and that will be it. In reality, it never ends. I came across an analogy that explains the concept perfectly. Imagine you're at a buffet with all kinds of assorted dishes. You can have whatever you want and you're hungry. So, after you've filled your plate, you settle down and start to eat. But no matter how hungry you are, at some point, you will be satisfied. Unlike eating at a buffet, it is really difficult to reach a satiation point when browsing on social media. Because there are no physical limitations, and the more time you spend scrolling, the greater damage you're doing to your brain and mental health as a whole. There are studies that compare the brains of heavy social media users to those of drug users and gamblers. The reason is quite simple. Heavy social media users develop an addiction that is similar to drug addiction. This is because most addictive behaviors could be traced to the brain's reward system. Once the brain gets used to the endless stream of entertainment that social media provides, it begins to crave more of it. And this leads to another problem: the inability to focus. Social media is all about capturing and sustaining your attention, and it does this with the promise of new and exciting content. The likes, hearts, emojis, shares, and follow accounts can make you really happy or lead to depression and anxiety. You know that feeling you have when you get notified by Instagram that someone liked a picture or video you updated? Soon you are hooked. You become anxious whenever you upload new content. You start thinking of the number of likes you'd receive, how many shares you get, the number of followers, etc. The list goes on. What do you think happens when you get negative feedback, or fewer hearts, no comments, no shares or followers? Worry, anxiety, and even depression. The trade-off is that as you keep doing this, your brain goes through certain physiological changes that have long-term negative effects. You lose the ability to focus on anything else for a considerable amount of time. This attention deficit is due to the fact that your brain is already used to receiving new inputs in a very short amount of time, which makes everything else seem boring. You become easily distracted and less productive the more you use social media. And reversing this mental state isn't a walk in the park. But pointing fingers and saying that social media is bad and smartphones are the cause of our short attention span isn't going to help. It's important to realize and understand that things will keep going in the same direction. Facebook will keep working on more systems and strategies to keep us hooked for even longer. And it is our own responsibility to take care of ourselves, fix our focus, and use the social media platforms to our advantage. I can see the pattern in my own life, and I'm quite sure that it's similar to everyone else. I usually waste my time when I don't have other things to do, when I lose sight of the goals that I'm working towards and the things that I want to accomplish. This happens when I fail to see how my everyday tasks and activities contribute to the milestones and how my milestones contribute towards bigger goals. What we all need is a system that shows us how everyday actions will shape our future. We all want to accomplish great things in our lives, and in order to do that, we have to protect and utilize the time that we have. Over the years, I have developed a system, and I call it the Productivity Framework. It has 5 simple steps covering everything we need to stay organized and productive. You will be able to set goals for yourself, develop weekly structure, and manage daily tasks, and that will help you to make progress in your life. To get yourself started, you can download the free template and watch a training video that will explain the whole process. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.